Vincent Price and William Castle made quite a pair when they began their film collaboration with this week's episode, 1959's House on Haunted Hill, a campy, creepy, classic horror film. Thanks in part to Castle's gimmickry, the film was a huge success. Alfred Hitchcock took notice of the low-budget film's performance at the box office and made his own low-budget horror film. You may have heard of it, 1960's Psycho. So who was William Castle? Born in 1914, he was orphaned at the age of 11, then dropped out of high school at the age of 15 to work in the theater. He spent his teenage years working on Broadway in jobs ranging from set building to acting, and this proved good training for the future filmmaker. It really was a different time. He came to the attention of Columbia Pictures for his talent for promotion and was hired. He learned the trade of filmmaking and became a director, acquiring a reputation for being able to turn out competent and entertaining B movies quickly and on budgets, the most important thing. At 13, now this was after he was orphaned and before he dropped out of school, he saw the play Dracula starring none other than Bela Lugosi, and he was entranced. He watched performance after performance, eventually managing to meet Bela Lugosi himself. He wrote in his autobiography, "Step right up, exclamation point, I'm gonna scare the pants off America." Quote, "I knew then what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to scare the pants off audiences." After their meeting, Lugosi recommended Castle for the position of assistant stage manager for the road company tour of the play. Again, he's 13. It truly was a different time. He left for Hollywood at 23 and began to work for Harry Cohn at Columbia Pictures. Beginning as a dialogue director for Music in My Heart, he was selected as a feature film director. In the 2007 documentary, Spine Tingler, the William Castle story, Castle's daughter states he had a dynamic, outgoing personality that attracted others. He was one of the few people Cohn liked. So Castle learned the film business and graduated to directing the low-budget B movies he became known for. The first being The Chance of a Lifetime, released in 1943. He even worked with celebrated director Orson Welles on several projects. But ambitions unsatisfied, Castle began making films independently. The inspiration of the 1955 French thriller Diabolique set the genre he would choose. He financed his first movie, Macabre, in 1958 by mortgaging his house. He stationed nurses in lobbies with hearses parked outside the theater, and Macabre was a hit. Then came House on Haunted Hill, filmed in Emergo. In this gimmicky sequence, a skeleton with red lighted eye sockets attached to a wire floated over the audience in the final moments of showings of the film to parallel the action on screen when a skeleton rises from a vat of acid and pursues the villainous wife of Frederick Lauren. Once word spread of the skeleton, kids enjoyed trying to knock it down with candy boxes, soda cups, or any objects they had at hand. Now there's one lad who fondly remembers the gimmicks of House on Haunted Hill's Emergo. Quote, "In the theater recalled Aerosmith's Steven Tyler, quote, they had a wire with a ghost jump out of their seats. The girl you were with screamed, you screamed, and then, everyone went home happy," end quote. At the time of the film's release, Tyler was 11, so I guess that rock and roll energy was with him from a young age, unless he happened to see a rescreening of the film. That's possible. That's because several modern cinemas, including the Film Forum and the Music Box Theater in Chicago, have hosted revival screenings of the film during when Embargo has been recreated. Now, Castle's follow-up film, The Tingler, also starred Vincent Price and was filmed in perspective. Now, the title character is a creature that attaches itself to the human spinal cord. It was activated by fright and can only be destroyed by screaming. 8 years after Castle's passing, Lorimar Productions released House on Haunted Hill on VHS, the medium upon which I first experienced this film, sadly not in Emergo. The film's legacy remains. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has received a fresh 79% rating based on 42 reviews. Many have praised the film for its campiness and creepiness in equal measures, and saying that House on Haunted Hill deserves its status as a horror classic. And I agree. So go ahead and give the subscribe button a jump scare with a skeleton in Emergo so you never miss a thing. We're not even halfway through our Halloween selection, so you're going to want to stay tuned for more great content. Up next is It Follows, and I can only describe It Follows as truly the most beautiful horror movie I have ever seen. Truly, it is a cinematic marvel. You're going to want to stay tuned. You're going to want to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts so you never miss an episode of the Real Relationships podcast. As you know, we're on YouTube, but did you also know you can follow us on TikTok and Facebook? Stay safe. Don't lock yourself in a creepy haunted house, and we will see you soon.